Hey! Hey! What's happened? What's happened, guys? Uh-oh. Alright guys, I thought the servo had it. But I think it's just the servo horn that's gone, so I'll take that off and have a look. I don't know if you can see that in there, guys, but it looks like to me those teeth are rounded off on that spline. Alright, I've got some other arms here, and the one that you want is a 25 tooth Futaba, and by the looks of it, this short one here is perfect. And the hole looks like it's in the perfect space, that outer one there. And I think I'll go straight on. The nice thing about these Core RC ones, they've got this little clamp, so that should stop that stripping out again. The only trouble is with it, it's got this little recess here. And I've got these little washers just to fill that bit up. They fit in there perfectly. Another thing you need when you put a metal arm on some of them, you've got to put a nut on the end because there's no thread in the actual arm itself. That's perfect, guys. I'll have to put the radio on though, just to make sure that the servo's centered. Alright, so when you're putting on the servo horn again, after you've taken it off, make sure that your radio's on and that your steering trim is set to the centre middle position. Alright, and then with that all centered up, go ahead and pop that back on. You're not going to get it perfect, because you've sort of only got the tolerance of a spline to go, so you just want to try it both ways and see which way's the closest, and then the rest you'll have to trim it out. So this sits the best this way round. Alright, that's looking good. Alright, before I put the standard wheels back on, I found some of these laying around. They're called the steel hammer. They've got a nice scale look to them, they look very realistic. But this part's actually plastic. And if you look at that hex, there really isn't much meat around there at all. Especially where these sort of dummy sort of lug nut things go through. So I wouldn't put these on there if you're going to give it much abuse. If you're only going to do really slow crawling and not put much load on there, they'll probably be fine. But I can't really see that lasting if you're going to sort of hammer down on it. But they look cool. I'm not going to bother putting all four on, but I'll chuck a couple on there just so you can see what it looks like. Alright, so compared to the standard original wheels, they are a little bit smaller. Get that body on there so you can see what they look like. So yeah, a little bit smaller than stock, but they look very realistic. See, on this side I've put the standard wheels. Then compare that to this side, the Abzima wheels. Alright, so the last thing we've got to do now, guys, is just set the steering trim. Looks about right. You'll have to fine tune it once you've got it back on the road. And that's it. It's all good to go again. Uh-oh! Alright guys, hope you liked that video. If you did, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, make sure you bang that bell button, because every time I put a new video up, then you'll be notified. And yeah, alright guys, see you soon.